Thank you very much for taking part to this interview, Professor Élise Féron. Could you please introduce yourself and your background?
Yes, of course. My name is Élise Féron. I am the director of the Project Pilot for Research and Dialogue. I work at the Tampere Peace Research Institute at Tampere University in Finland as a senior research fellow. I am also a professor in various universities, such as at the University of Turin in Italy, at Sciences Po Lille in France, or at the University of Coimbra in Portugal. I have a PhD and a docentship in political science, and I am specialized in peace and conflict studies.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. So why did you decide to develop the project Pilot for Research and Dialogue?
Well, actually, the idea to develop a dialogue around economic and fiscal policies is a very interesting and stimulating one. Economic and fiscal policies are often seen as complicated and technical, but in fact, they have tremendous consequences, not just for economic actors, but also in terms of the stability of a country, in terms of societal trust, and also in terms of everyday life more generally for the whole population. And in addition to this, Tanzania is a very important country on the world stage, but on which research data is not always easy to find. So the project gave us a great opportunity to contribute on these issues.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So in terms of the project, what has been achieved so far?
Well, a lot has already been done. We had a slow start, but since then we've caught up. So for instance, we have set up the project's scientific committee, the project's pool of experts, and the project's task force. In addition, we have launched the project's website as well as its Twitter account. And we have organized various meetings, such as 2 meetings of the task force, as well as a panel of experts. The first study on Tanzania macroeconomic and fiscal reforms and policies is ongoing. And the team has already produced an interim report with very interesting results that we have been discussing lately. We will also soon start the second study on Tanzania's fiscal governance, budget needs, and public expenditure.
Yes, it's a lot of deliverables already, so it's great. And what do you think will the project bring in terms of research?
Well, I think the project will have a big impact in terms of research, precisely because of this, the fact that I mentioned earlier that there isn't much research on Tanzania, and especially on those topics which we are exploring. So the project will have a lot of important outputs in terms of research, notably through the free studies that will provide a lot of important data and analysis on macroeconomic and fiscal policies and reforms in Tanzania, but also on other topics like foreign direct investment or new emerging sectors in Tanzania. It's also important to say that the project will also produce a handbook on dialogue and economic and fiscal policies, as well as a scientific book, specifically looking at the resilience of the Tanzanian economy. In addition, the project aims at demonstrating the importance of some cross-cutting themes when researching the Tanzanian economy, such as gender or sustainable development goals. We are also putting a specific focus on youth and the importance of youth employment in Tanzania.
Okay. Yes, that's a lot of positive outputs for the project to be brought upon. So yourself, did you have any experience in working with African countries before?
Yes, actually. I have been working in the Great Lakes region of Africa for more than 10 years now. Not in Tanzania, but essentially in Burundi and in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, also in Rwanda. I really think this is a very important region politically and economically, not just for Africa, but also for the whole world. And we tend to look at what is not right in those regions, what the problems of those regions, but there are also very interesting and positive dynamics there too. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yes, and I'm sure there's a lot to learn from those countries as well.
Absolutely.
And yourself, what are your expectations and hopes for this project?
Well, actually, I have very high hopes for the project because I think that through the project, we have a unique opportunity to work at the interface of policy and research and to help to use research results for policy design. There is a demand on the side of the policymakers for research, for useful research for their own policy design. And so this is a very exciting and quite unique opportunity, actually. It's very rare to have that kind of opportunity. And so we are hoping with the project to feed into current academic debates around the economy of Tanzania, of course, but also to foster dialogue on this issue in academic and in policy circles, but also beyond. And I think that's also an important dimension of the project, that we are also trying to involve the private sector and the civil society in those debates. And I sincerely think that opening up these discussions to a wide audience is both interesting, but also very important.